Started in 2008 into a profitable fashion empire that today employs over 200 people, guys. 200 people. That's amazing, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for the good work that you do.
No doubt.
Thank you so much. His path, however, was not without setbacks. And after closing his first retail store in 2017, Dube made the bold decision to rebrand and relaunch as GALXBOY, emerging stronger, sharper, and more globally relevant. I'm going to read some of the things that happened last year. This goes without saying the work that he's done. That resilience has since earned him widespread recognition, including winning both the Medium Business Entrepreneur of the Year and the prestigious Job Creator of the Year awards at the 37th Annual Business Partners Limited Entrepreneur of the Year. And this competitions were done in 2025. And early in 2022 as well, he was named Youth X's Arts and Culture, Fashion and Beauty Changemaker, acknowledging his impact on the creative and fashion industries. Guys, we can go on and on about this, but we're going to get into it. Let me go to Andrew Turner. Ladies and gentlemen, I was geeking out. He was telling me to chill a bit because if you know, bro, I was like, yo, bro, you got to chill. Andrew Turner, UK-based footwear designer and the founder of Fracture Studios. It's an independent design practice creating products at the intersection of sports, culture, and contemporary style. With a background in industrial design and fashion photography, Andrew's work is grounded in both technical precision and strong visual storytelling. Now, this is what I was stoked for. His career began at Adidas in 2012, where he completed a rotational traineeship across multiple departments, from style-driven categories such as the Y3 to performance divisions, including running, outdoor, and football. Immersed in diverse creative environments, he developed a holistic understanding of how innovation, aesthetics, and brand identity fuses together. Guys, this was not ChatGPT, I can tell. This one was passionate. It came from a human soul. Let's start right here. I want to say thank you so much for joining us both in studio. I could imagine you guys are so busy, but we're going to talk about the collection. Right, the partnership, and I just saw the shoe as well, and I keep asking Andrew to have it later on, but he's like, yeah, we'll talk about that. But let's start off here. Both stories, both giants in your similar industries. Please open up to us about that. Where did the passion begin? Where did it start? Just a bit of a brief overview. We can start with Andrew.
I think, obviously, sneaker culture, you kind of love of shoes. It kind of starts when you're a kid, and I kind of grew up. Came of age in the 90s, so you had all the kind of the Air Maxes and everything this, and it's but at that stage I never thought it was a real job.
Okay.
You kind of see all these amazing shoes come to life, and it's it's kind of like magic. And but I always remember I was doing some sport one day, and it was actually a pair of, I think it was 91. It was like a pair of Huarache. And it was it was so different because you got this kind of, in some respects, like a bulky silhouette, and then in other respects, you got this very soft kind of material, and I was like, wow, man. It just, I don't know, it just kind of...
Did you have a favorite shoe growing up, childhood?
That was my favorite shoe.
Oh, that was your favorite shoe?
The first kind of love, right?
Okay.
The first kind of love that kind of opened your eyes, and as I said, I never thought I'd kind of end up where I've kind of ended up. I thought it was kind of like a kind of fairy tale in a way, like magic, and it's just like my career kind of developed. I had industrial design, kind of technical kind of background, engineering, but also from the fashion side. So I kind of kept on ending up on these paths, and I got a break with Adidas and.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, I could imagine. Adidas, wow. Can you remember, what's the first thing? How was it like? Just walking in, experiencing that, the stripes?
Just seeing everything. I mean, it's really impressive company. The buildings are huge. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
It's one of those, the HQ.
Yeah. So, a lot of international people, so many kind of talented designers. And, obviously, it was very kind of awe-inspiring. You feel like the culture, they got all the kind of heritage shoes underground in these kind of vaults, the kind of climate control kind of vaults. And it's much more about than just design. It's the culture, the stories and everything, which is kind of it kind of leads me on to kind of working on some of the most exciting brands of today. And I was very lucky when I was contacted by this guy over here.
Oh, my word.
The opportunity.
I like that,
Amazing opportunity.
Amazing opportunity. Before I move on, we're going to talk about Y3 later on, but I also need to ask you a question. NMDs, why? What happened? Why did they cancel the NMDs?
I got no idea. I think these came out originally like 2014 or something like that.
Yeah, NMDs. Yeah, guys.
It was like I remember like it was very polarizing. Like some people saw it and it was like, I don't know what I feel about this. But then But it was such a raw kind of design.
Okay.
And I think that really kind of captured it. It's I don't really know what happened.
I don't know what happened. No, but we're going to find out. Maybe I'll do my personal research. But let's bring it right here. The collaboration is happening. Thatiso Dube, thank you so much, sir, for joining us. I like the drip already. I can feel the order from right here. You know, the youngins, they say they're order farming. But this one goes, but it's not order farming. Let's talk about it. GALXBOY, thank you so much for joining us. The story behind it, just the startup, the feel. What do you remember envisioning, being a dreamer? What did it first spark into you?
I mean, you know, I started it in 2008, right? I was in high school. And basically, I mean, coming from Mamelodi, there was no one doing whatever I'm trying to do. So I didn't even know it was possible. You know what I mean? So back then, I only knew brands like your Nikes, your Adidas, etc. I never thought that a person like me would be allowed to own a brand, you know? Yeah. That's when I discovered Keep, a brand owned by Nkosana. So that sparked some passion in me. So I started actually working on developing GALXBOY. Then from my school I started selling to my friends. Then from there it blew up. After I finished matric, I went to varsity. Worked on it for a bit there. Then I think around 2012, that's when I took it seriously.
Okay.
I actually asked my parents for a gap year.
Oh, yeah, okay. How was that conversation?
It was straightforward. I told them, give me 1 year, let me see how these things go. Yeah. If it doesn't work out, I'll go back to school, you know. Okay. Get a degree, be a normal person. So I didn't like school at that time, so I had to make it work. So I literally made it work. Then 2012, I started working for Keep as a designer. Wow. Okay. While pushing my stuff. So the guy from Keep in Nkosana basically taught me everything I know today, you know, about the industry, manufacturing, and selling, etc. So once I was there for a year. So end of 2012. That's when I actually registered the GALXBOY company, did the trademarks. Then from there we just started pushing.
You just started blowing up. And you know, you mentioned there's an interesting podcast. I think it was Mashita Mondays. You spoke about the Louis Vuitton story and how you were sort of inspired as well. Like Can you talk about that? It was actually
basically what I was saying is that anyone wants to do anything. There's someone who has done it before. So that's where you have to go look and research first, you know. So I used to research brands like your Nikes, your Louis Vuittons. So sometimes, you know, Louis Vuitton is very minimal. I used to ask myself, why are they not so loud and put their logos up there? So that's what I liked about them. They were like minimal but had impact. So that's where we drew some inspiration for GALXBOY. So which we turned it into like a luxury streetwear brand.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you think streetwear, you think like loud, you know, busy.
It's all over the place,
So we bring in that loud, but we tone it down with, you know, simplicity and stuff like that.
And the watch, brother. Your watch is amazing.
Those things we learn from other brands. Okay. You can't move forward without doing your research.
I love that. Let's get right into the collaboration, right? I know the shoes are already in place. I know we're on radio, but hopefully we're going to show you next time how the shoes are going to come out. So let's just talk about how did your guys' principles align? I know you were in footwear, you're in fashion design, and you say that finally you got a call from Thatiso and he's like, let's work. I want to know how the conversation happened.
I mean, so basically, our thing with GALXBOY is giving our people the highest quality, but at an affordable price. You know? So obviously in GALXBOY we've done a lot of things. You know, it's t-shirts, clothes, handbags, sunglasses.
Also, we're doing Suzuki.
We're doing. It's like we're using the cars to.
I like how it's just like so modest. We're just gonna take some Suzuki cars and
we're just using the cars to operate, you know, the business,
beautiful.
I mean, the vans, etc. So, we've been doing our products. So the next step was to make a shoe. You know, we already been doing shoes, but for ladies. So I wanted to do a sneaker.
Yeah.
Also, you know, I did my research locally. We don't have a lot of local sneaker brands. You know, there's only a few like Batu, Drip that are big. You know, so it's an industry where there's still a gap. You know.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're trying to push out the Adidas and the Nikes out of the market. So I wanted to. So I like high quality things. I like doing things the right way. So I wanted to bring in like
the right
people.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Invest in it so much that it comes out as a international product. So that's when I did my research.
Yeah.
Looking online, and I found Andrew. I hit him up. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. Can you help me?
Okay.
Yeah, then we had a few meetings.
Yeah.
And we're right here.
Yeah.
I think the first one you were at the airport, right?
Yeah.
It was like really kind of laid back.
It
Like
was
really,
He was the what?
He was actually at the airport when he called me. Like the first time.
When we had the meeting, I was actually traveling.
Oh, you were on the way. Okay.
Yeah, but I kind of knew it was different from that kind of point. Like I think, well, I can't speak for the both of us. We kind of bonded straight away, and very kind of chill, and I knew it was going to be an interesting project.
Yeah.
You know, and that's important. It's got to kind of inspire you to kind of create the best that you can. And I think like overall, it's such a different kind of product because like luxury, but like affordable, like premium, like it's like getting those things together. And I
like the bulkiness of it as well. I saw like it's a very like it has a nice shape to it as well. Can you talk about that?
That was so
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
It sounds like okay.
Tell me what you want. And I was like,
basically I told him like I need a everyday shoe.
Okay.
And then I need a dress up shoe. You know? So we did two versions.
Okay.
We did the runner and the trainer. So the trainer is like when you going out on a date, going out to the club, when you're trying to show off. Then the run is like your everyday, hustle shoe. So yeah, I just gave him that brief. Then he came up with two dope shoes,
Magic.
Yeah.
The silhouette was important though.
Yeah,
normally we don't, like other clients, we don't talk about it so much. But it was like really important to kind of get it looking, I mean in some kind of views it kind of looks bulky, it looks kind of built. And then other kind of views it kind of looks very sleek and kind of very fast, which is kind of where sneakers are kind of moving, kind of coming up. So I think we've kind of hit the nail on the head. Definitely kind of working off each other and figuring it out. Like it's a journey and we figure it out together. So
I like that.
And I had to get the professionals.
Yeah. Oh, but did you sketch? Maybe a few shoes yourself. Can you sketch?
Bro.
You can't?
No.
Okay.
I just had to get the professionals.
I think he's lying, man.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. Some mad desires.
Some really strong, it was really good for me because he had some really strong opinions and it was almost like playing kind of tennis, right? Like I'd throw over an idea and then he kind of
bounces off,
sketch over it and kind of throw it back. So it was like such a easy kind of working kind of relationship, like a mutual kind of respect.
I like
that. So.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. I want to talk into the launch, but I definitely know there's some secret designs there. Probably going to see some blueprints in the new future. But let's talk about the launch. Can you give us more details about that? There's listeners in there. We're very much keen to see how this will unfold. Let's go.
Basically, we're doing the launch on Thursday.
Okay.
At 012 in Victoria.
Right,
obviously, you had to do it.
Yeah, where else?
I mean, the shoes are called 012 already. So, so we're doing the launch there. I think maybe around 500 people, maybe. Some media, few artists gonna perform for us. Then we're just gonna launch the shoe. We're gonna even preview the advert for it.
Okay.
Boy, just a chill night.
I like that 500 people, chill night. It's so amazing.
Chill night, we bring out the shoe. Something we've never done before. Yeah. So we know they say if you don't try, that's the biggest mistake you do in business when you don't try. So we're trying something new. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's a banger,
I like that, and I believe it's going to be a banger. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you just tuned in, we are right here on Unisa Radio 012 Drive. I'm talking with two phenomenal minds within our culture, within our day. We're talking in conversation with Andrew Turner, UK-based footwear designer, and in the building as well, Thatiso Dube, the founder and creator of GALXBOY. Let's bring it here with the closing minutes of the interview. What do you want to invoke in people? There's clients, there's customers. I'm a customer myself. I come in, and what do you hope hope to leave with people with every product they touch? Because, some of the questions, they were so phenomenal, came from our producer. They described GALXBOY as more than just a clothing brand. It's become a voice. It's something that is, you're employing people.
Sure.
It's a mantra now. It's more than just physical products. It's beyond that. You've built communities. So I want you to speak to that. And, I want to hear from them.
So basically, GALXBOY is an aspirational brand. So basically, I'm here to carry you through the middle part of your life before you become rich.
Thank you, I receive.
Understand? So while you're hustling, we the brand for you.
Yeah.
We still want to give you quality at affordable prices. So while you're still hustling and you're trying to look good, we are the brand to go to. You know what I mean? So. That's what we're all about. We're all about being our people. Even the employees, our employees, 90% of them are below the age of 35.
Sure.
I always tell our HR lady, you must hire young people, all the old people will do the serious jobs.
We'll come to
like finance, but the rest of the team needs to be young. So that's what I'm passionate about, creating jobs and, giving young people opportunities.
Wow.
And, young people, sometimes they are off-ready.
We stray.
Yeah, you can give them an opportunity, then tomorrow they waste it. I'm willing to take the risk, giving all young people opportunities to work with us. So, like I said, we're an aspirational brand. We're here for you during the journey. Once you get rich and buy that Porsche, and you start wearing your other brands, it's okay. We were with you when you were struggling.
We were there.
That's the important part. You know what I mean? So we're trying to push. The culture, we're trying to push black designers. We're trying to push black brands, and just dominate the clothing industry. And push out these international brands. That's the mission.
We're taking them out. I like that, and thank you so much for actually elaborating on that, and sharing actually that journey with us. And I want to bring it back here before we have to close the 012s, guys. So you said the name is 012, right? What are there more colorways we can expect? Maybe is there what can you add more? Like, is there something else we can perhaps look out for as well between the collaboration?
So 012 is two sneakers, right? We have the 012 trainer and the 012 runner.
Okay.
Like I said, the runner is like an everyday shoe. The trainer is like more dress-up situation. Our first drop will be this Friday. All over the stores, all 16 stores.
16?
Across the country, also online. We're starting with the all black, triple black colorway.
Okay.
And I don't want to say much about the next colorways, but we have a lot of them lined up. There's probably 10 more sneaker designs in the
some red
we are you know what I mean? So there's more coming in terms of shoes. Andrew has already started with other designs, this project probably took like 2 years, bro.
2 years?
Yo. It took a long time to...
some of us were thinking,
really took our time. I think Andrew... Maybe Andrew was designing for about a year on the shoe. And after a year, we started sampling. And correcting, this is not right, this is right. So
but it was getting the quality right. Like it wasn't that we didn't have the design, it was like making sure that we can kind of reach that level of quality at that kind of really kind of accessible kind of pricing. And that really
takes time.
For the majority of the time. But now that it's kind of dialed in, hopefully next time it
will be easier. But it took 2 years, but we're here now. The shoe is ready to drop. Limited quantities, so you gotta grab it.
We gotta grab it, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday.
It's dropping Friday 9 a.m. all over the place. So don't waste time. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much. No, we are ready for it. We're ready for it. We're coming in red, hot, and ready. Listen, I want some last words, please, from both gentlemen. There's people who look up to you. You've inspired a whole generation. People like us. People like the team around us here. Please speak to us. Speak to our futures. Leave some closing words, some remarks.
I mean, to the young guys, I'd say start as soon as you can. While you're at home, not paying any rent, living on your parents' roof.
It's like you know me, bro. It's like you speak.
Start as soon as you can, so you can make all the mistakes. You don't want to make mistakes while you're 30 years old or 40 years old. Rather make mistakes while you're 20, 25. Then you bounce back. If you lose $1 million when you're 20, you can make it again. You still have time to
$1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To do this.
Yo,
So if you lose $1 million when you're 20, you can make it again when you're 21. But if you lose it when you're 40,
Yeah.
you know, you got kids, you got bills.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more harder. So start as soon as you can. Be consistent, you know, do your research. And yeah, the more you eat, the more you cook, the more you eat.
Yeah. The more you cook, the more you eat. Aries right there. Andrew, sir.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with all that, and I think it's about kind of taking risks, kind of opportunities, and like I didn't know that this was going to kind of turn into kind of what it is. I didn't even know I was going to be coming over here and kind of doing all this stuff. To be honest,
What?
It's taking a risk, like adapting and kind of eyes open and just going with it because you don't know where it's going to lead. So yeah.
Well, yeah. No, thank you so much. Are you in South Africa? How's South Africa for you? Yeah, you've been here before. I mean,
the weather's amazing.
I feel like there's a pure answer.
It's not a bad day. It's a good day.
It's a bad day. It's a good day.
Yeah. So it's no, I love it so far.
Okay. No, thank you so much. I'm going to say we're so blessed to have had you in studio, Andrew Turner, and of course as well, Thatiso Dube. Guys, I don't even want to let you guys go, but I know you guys are busy people. Any shout-outs? Maybe some last shout-outs. Someone say, yeah, I want to thank there, any partners. Just please do that for us.
I mean, shout out to everybody that's supporting GALXBOY, man.
Yeah.
That's the only people I care about. Shout out to every GXB customer, without you, we won't be here. We won't be exploring new products. We won't be building new shops, hiring people. So yeah, shout out to the GXB community.
No, thank you so much. Many shout outs.
Well, yeah.
What's the code? A code area, and do you guys have like a 012? It's 012. In London or UK, what do you guys have?
Bristol. I mean, I think Bristol's BS1.
BS1.
So it's slightly different.
It's different. It's not okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, it's more for the kind of mentors and stuff like that. Like, you finding those kind of people who kind of really kind of pass over the kind of knowledge. And, like, as I said, it's not just about design, it's kind of building the whole kind of, the thought process behind it and the kind of connecting to culture and stuff like that. Those are, finding those mentors, like, super important. So, obviously, shout out.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, from me to you, that was it. And they'll be, of course, launching the 012 right here this Friday. Location again, sir.
Thursday is the pre-launch.
Thursday pre-launch.
Friday is the launch all over the stores. All the stores, all the GXB.